Hi everyone, welcome to Sattui's Wine of the Month Club cooking demo. Today, we're having an oyster party. We're making a raw oyster bar, topping with 3 different condiments. We're gonna have an aguachile, Asian style mignonette, and a very classical red wine and shallot mignonette. Any of our sparkling wines are gonna pair swimmingly with these oysters. Let's get to shucking. All right, so we have our fresh oyster. We've kept these over ice. Ideally, you always wanna keep your oysters chilled as much as possible. So we have a few different spots. We have the opening of the oyster here, and then on the back, we have what's called the hinge. Now the hinge is where we're gonna shuck from with our standard oyster knife. So we have a standard kitchen towel. I'm just gonna take it, we're gonna fold it up. We're gonna fold a lip underneath, and we're gonna hold our hinge under there. And that's where we're gonna place our oyster against. So now we have a nice slope. And what we're doing here is we're gonna protect our hands because oyster knives will slip all the time. I've put one in the palm, it's not a good time. So just take your time, really getting in there. You'll feel that pressure and the friction against the hinge. After that, it's just a quick shimmy, shimmy, shimmy as we slide underneath that shell to sever the connection. And then we're gonna go back in. We're gonna look at it. We're gonna inspect it. We're gonna smell it. Make sure it smells okay. It should smell briny and like the ocean. Should definitely have juice in the pocket. If it's dry, we're gonna toss it out. Fresher the oyster, the more liqueur you'll find generally. And then we're gonna make sure that we get all those little shelly bits off the outside of the shell. And that way we have a nice, perfect little bite. All right, we're gonna start with our aguachile. We're going to take 2 serrano chilies. We're gonna de-seed them. We're gonna cut out the rib and the seeds. So we're just left with a perfect piece of pepper, looking just like that. We're gonna take some cilantro and we're gonna pick the leaves. We were looking for about a 1/4 cup packed. We're gonna peel and de-seed 1 cucumber. We're gonna do a 1/4 cup of champagne vinegar. We're gonna do 1 cup of lime juice. We're gonna do 1/2 cup of orange juice. And we're just gonna salt to taste. I'm doing about a tablespoon here. We're gonna blend in our blenders on high until we have a nice fine mixture. And we're gonna pass through a fine mesh strainer or a chinois, like so, until you're just left with this green golden liquid. Classical mignonette. We're gonna take shallots, fine dice them until we have a nice fine hachade shallot. Hachade means hacked. To that, we're gonna add mignonette pepper. We're gonna take the back of a pot and we're gonna crush a whole peppercorn. And as we do this, we're gonna sift and we're gonna make sure we just keep the larger chunks. And we don't need a whole lot. Here we're gonna use about 1.5 tablespoons to 2, depending on how peppery you like your mignonette. We're gonna use red wine vinegar, 1/2 cup. We're gonna use seasoned rice wine vinegar, 1/2 cup. Salt to taste, here I'm doing about a tablespoon. For an Asian style mignonette, we're gonna take some cilantro, we're gonna chiffonade it, cut it kind of coarse, and we're gonna save some for later for finishing and garnishing our Asian style mignonette. Same thing with our shallots. We're gonna fine mince them, and we're using 1/2 cup here. Our black pepper, here we're using about a tablespoon. All right, from here, we're gonna add champagne vinegar, seasoned rice wine vinegar. We are going to take a yellow bell pepper and a red bell pepper. Nice fine dice on it. Nice little tiny pieces of ginger like so. Gorgeous. With that, we're gonna kick in some salt. We got some kosher, using about 1.5 tablespoons here. We're gonna take some carrot and we are going to shave it against a microplane. This will get us nice little tiny, tiny pieces of carrot that will add a very delicate sweetness to our mignonette. And it'll just bring something really nice to the table and really kind of help balance that ginger. Gorgeous. Now it's time to finish our mignonettes. Have a little bit of chive for our classical. And we got some fresh chopped cilantro for our Asian style. And we're just gonna take a nice hefty pinch, just top it off. Brilliant. This smells incredible. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna dress up our oysters real quick. Oh, would you just look at that? That's gorgeous. Nice pickled shallot. Smells terrific. It's really gonna make this wine and these oysters sparkle. Let's give it a taste. Aguachile. The cucumber sinks through really nicely. The bright acidity of the citrus. You get the nice anchor of the champagne vinegar, kind of tying it all back down. And then you get the lovely brut flavor of the bubbles, contributing that kind of almost kind of melon-esque green apple, nice bright acidity. The whole thing sings very nicely together. Let's try the classical. Red wine vinegar, nice bright. The brininess of the oyster, nice and creamy. Once again, the brut acidity, absolutely perfect. Ties the whole dish together and really sings with that oyster. Last one, we're gonna do the Asian style mignonette with ginger and shaved carrot, a little bit of cilantro, bell peppers, and shallot. I do believe we found the crowd favorite. The ginger is exceptional. The bell pepper adds a real nice vegetal. Once again, the sweetness of the wine is a very nice contrast against the acid of the oyster. And you get the nice creamy mouthfeel along with the nice punch of acid that just swims together. There you have it. Perfect for your next dinner party or just your next backyard cookout. You cannot go wrong with a beautiful Sattui wine and fresh raw oysters. Cheers. Until next time.